So, question for you: what has been the, without obviously naming names, like your best outcome scenario with a client and your worst outcome? As I'm going to put words in your mouth, so stop me if I'm wrong, but I suspect that you've had a marital couple come in and you know there's no way of, it's not going to work out for whatever reason, and then you've seen others that you've been able to help. Could you maybe express your experience on those two extremes?
Well, and you know, with this whole opiate epidemic, with the pains of heroin and 20-somethings that have started out with pain pills and then progressed to heroin, like it. Sometimes the outcome is bleak, and another markism that I have is getting high is easy, staying high is impossible.
Okay.
And so, like, meaning they can get high after this, for example, but in order to stay high, you got to lie, cheat, steal. It becomes an exhausting process. I've obviously lost people that I've worked with actively. The throes of addiction have gotten them, or just death
like
in
physically
general,
death,
physically dying. And I do take those personally. I don't want to take those personally, but sometimes I'll take those personally. But I've had some successes that you would have never thought would have ever come out of it. You know, couples that extended affairs for long periods of time, or just things that people just have a hard time coming back from. And one of my phrases is, as you become a part of, or as I become a part of your family, you actually become a part of mine. And so sometimes I will actually enlist people that have conquered something major as my surrogate therapist. So I'll call them in and say, hey man, this person's been in your shoes. He's just a little younger than you. And I said, I think your wisdom would be so helpful right now. And so I've been able to utilize them as my co-therapy team.
This might dovetail nicely into the last question I offered you. What is your biggest professional triumph?
Forming the practice, I think. So back in the day when I was deciding whether or not I was just going to rent space or create something bigger, the InnerView was created on Scrabble tiles. We put some Scrabble tiles together, and I just liked InnerView, meaning interview, like inside.
Right.
I want to know the interview.
I think it's a great name.
And so when the InnerView is formed, it's really taken on a whole nother life of its own. I had no idea when I started this practice, long ago, that it would grow to what it is today.
Sure.